Okay, we should be live now. Let me know if you can hear me well. This is super spontaneous. Um, let's see here. Let me check if the audio works. Yeah, okay, that's good. So just thought I'd pop in for a very quick spontaneous live stream. Whoever is in. I don't think we'll have that many people watching because obviously I barely posted it anywhere. So as you can see above me, there's this powered by StreamYard. And hey, Manech, how are you? So now I can do this cool thing and show your comment. So first viewer here, Liron, thank you so much. So here's the thing. I will need to use StreamYard for a couple of upcoming projects, things I'm planning on doing. And I wanted to test it out. I'm planning on streaming using it also. Let me show you so I can do this and show you myself. So I'm planning on using it on Thursday's live stream too. This Thursday's live stream. And I wanted to test it out beforehand. I will remove that hideous powered by StreamYard, but I did want to make sure that it even works because I had no idea. So this will give us some extra features that I can show you now, as I've shown you. Manech, thank you so much for being here. We have Kupilia Loa Mai says hi. Thank you so much. Catherine Reed, morning. Thank you for being here. YC, greetings from Cambodia. MC says hi from the UK. So I can actually show your comments. John, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to anyone who just joined in at such a short notice, because again, I barely posted this anywhere. I just posted it on Instagram. So thank you. Let me know if you came from there. Curious to hear. Hopefully this time is also convenient to Aussies or people that aren't normally able to join the streams. Let me try and rearrange this. And here's the funny thing and let me change the view here 1 second. The funny thing with StreamYards, which is the software I'm using to stream this, is that it just works completely differently. So I have no idea how it's going to work out. But yeah, it just should be good. I'm gonna tell you a couple of more things about it soon. But I can really play around with the view and show you what I'm doing. I wanted to show you this because you commented. Thank you so much, Suvik. Hey, Liron, your Pokemon art looks good. What's your favorite Mon? So here you look at one of my favorites, Aggron, which it's funny, and it has nothing to do with the fact that it evolves from, and here, maybe if I'll tilt this, you'll see it better. I don't know. The auto exposure is kind of off. Maybe I'll fix that in just a second. And let me know how this stream, like how the audio is and all of that, just because, again, I have no idea how it's going to turn out because of the software. Let me do this. Let me just close a bit of that excess light from the outside. Maybe I should turn on this light. We'll see how it looks. Maybe it'll kind of balance this out. Okay, yeah, good. So my favorite one, I have a bunch of them. I really like Aggron for once. I love Absol, and I have a few that I just painted recently. I can maybe show you. And I know a lot of people aren't interested in Pokemon stuff, so this is just super chill. Whoever's here, it's going to be a very quiet, kind of spontaneous stream. So I'll show you. I love Sableye, whom I painted recently. I love Absol a lot. Posted this everywhere, so you probably saw it. I love basically all the old Ken Sugimori art. Hopefully you can see it well. But yeah, I would say these three are among my kind of recent favorites. Of course, I like the classic ones. I like the Bulbasaurs and the Charizards and Squirtles. But I always went for the more, I don't want to say underrated Pokemon, but like Pokemon that are just cool, you know? I love Dragonair a lot. Not Dragonite, not the chunky orange Charizard cousin, but yeah. Hope that answers your question. Anna says, hola desde España. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. Mastiff Mike says, Liron, you legend. Thank you so much. Alison Lister, hi from Melbourne. Danya Prakash says, hi. Hi yourself. Thank you for being here. Love from India says, Chirag Patel. Thank you so much. Pence Palacio, hi Liron, what a surprise. Should do this frequently though. Yeah, I'll try. John says, yeah, it came from Instagram. I had a feeling. Thank you so much. Then Ellingworth says, hi there, Liron. Sleep patterns all over the place anyway because of the Olympics. Oh, yeah. A lot of drama also in the Olympics. We had a lot of drama. I think the Olympics funny. The Olympics brings to light all of the problems countries have, and at least it sheds some light on them. I mean, if anything, we just hope they are able to improve, and not sports-wise, everything else. Kupilialoa, again, love your watercolor paintings. Thank you so much. Hopefully I can show you what I'm doing here. Planned for kind of a silent stream, but I don't know. Let's have some fun. I want to test out the features. Catherine Reed says, love some company while I work. I'm in the UK too. Cool. Audio and pictures clear. Thank you so much for letting me know, because I really have to test it out. So I'm going to give you a spoiler because you're here, and thank you so much for being here. Let me give you a spoiler as to what I'm planning. So I am planning on doing some interviews soon. And the thing with what I'm currently using, which is called OBS, is that it's not that great for bringing in guests. And StreamYard was made to bring guests in. So I have to test it out to make sure that it works for me. And if it does, I'll definitely use that. Okay. So Steve says audio is great. Color seems washed out. Yeah. That's my webcam. It's not really. It's something I should play around with its settings. It happens also on OBS. Maybe I will devote some time after the stream to kind of play around with the colors, arrange them. It's an issue this camera always had. And I hope maybe I can solve it somehow in the future, or maybe I'll just switch cameras. But yeah. The thing is with this software, audio and visual, okay. Thank you so much, John. Thank you, MC. Lots of drama everywhere. Yeah. Can we all just get on? Yeah, definitely. I thought you said get along with that too, but yeah. The thing with StreamYards is that it doesn't run on the computer. So at the very least, it's going to save up on resources. So when the computer gets slow, it's because the OBS is such a heavy software that runs on it, has to process so much information. At least with StreamYards, they're doing the processing. All I am doing is basically uploading. So I hope that will improve in an aspect of it. We also checked about the internet. It should improve soon. So hopefully that'll happen. Amber Williams, up late and watching. Love this. Thank you so much. Well, I have to sleep. No. Yeah. So here's the thing. This one's going to stay up on the channel too. You're not going to miss out anything too spectacular. I'm just going to warn you now. It's just going to be a quick one, fun one, not too much. So feel completely free to bail out at any point in time. I'm just doing this because I love doing Pokemon paintings for myself. I'm also posting them on the Pokemon forum, E4 it's called. And I think I'll get to it. So I'll try verbalizing some of what I'm doing. I think until I really do this consistently, actually coming on to the live streams spontaneously, consistently, until I do this, I won't feel too comfortable to just do a silent stream, because I'm like, oh, by the time I already do it, I mean, I should probably paint for myself. But yeah, MC, I meant get along. Okay, I gotcha. So this Pokemon is very gray, so I'm just going to mix it gray. And I don't think I ever really worked on something like that live. So at the very least, it's going to be a good opportunity to see a bit of a different process, actually. Now, let's see if I place this. Let me fold this. I think it'll work better. So I'm going to fold this because I want you to see the upper half, like that. I still am not sure how to bring in photos in this setup. So for now, we're going to do this printed out. The spoiler I was giving you is, yes, I plan on interviewing some very interesting people on the channel soon. And hopefully you'll benefit from it, and it will be interesting content, which is why I have to test out this software, basically. So I'm going on kind of cool side. Let's add a bit of warmth there. Want it to be a little more neutralized at this stage. And I'm following the patterns of light and shadow that I'm seeing. But this is obviously a bit more of an illustrative style, possibly a bit more forgiving too. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, enjoy myself. I'll try looking at some of the chat messages while I do it, but I'll try also taking a break. And I don't really have to finish this one too. I mean, if we'll just enjoy chatting, then I can just switch mode to chatting mode. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're having a good week so far. It's actually been quite a rough one for me. for just private reasons, not work related, that have influenced my feelings and well-being. It's nothing too bad, and it's already almost complete. It's just this thing I'm doing that I have to take care of. It adds a bit of stress to my life, but yeah, maybe I'll share in the future. I don't know. Maybe I will, but it's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. So like, thank you so much if you're concerned or anything like that. But yeah, I'm really good. Everything's fine. I just need to really learn how to manage my stress in a way, because I tend to get very nervous about things that aren't really worth getting nervous about. I have to be more aware of that. It's been like that for a long time. But yeah, so I'm moving along top to bottom, a bit of an angle here, not too much, trying to maintain that kind of a gray feel to it. But here I'm moving on to a darker area. Now I will darken it, but it's still not going to be as dark as it needs to be, okay? Just something to have in mind. It is darker, but I'll get it even darker. Now you see it's a bit purple, so I'll just add a bit of yellow to neutralize it. And I'm actually fine with some variation on it. And I'll paint these with varying approaches. Sometimes I'll do it like you see me now. Sometimes I'll paint it completely differently. I like to change gears. Let's move it like that. So now we can see the lower half. I like to switch gears and try a lot of new things. But yeah, so I have a couple of cool interviews for you. Thursday's live stream, which we will have, of course, is going to be more of a, like this one, kind of chill, but I'm not going to paint while it's happening. I do want to give you my full focus, so we'll do probably something like a Q&A kind of thing. I'll schedule it today, so you can set a reminder today. It's going to be the regular hour, and I'm just going to do some, ask me anything kind of thing. So we can just talk and hang out, and I don't have to think about painting while we're doing that, so that's good. Will give me more time to answer questions. I'm trying to, as August has arrived, I'm trying to innovate on myself. I'm always trying to ask myself, what will I do if I had to put myself out of business? Which is a very funny thing to ask yourself, but really, because I never want to get stuck in the past and kind of find that I'm doing things that don't work anymore. In terms of marketing myself as an artist, in terms of appealing to an audience, if people lose interest in a certain topic or idea or whatever it is, I want to move with the times always. So it's something that I'm thinking about very seriously once in a while, and it came this month, this serious thought of me just figuring out, okay, what will someone young who's getting into the scene now will do to beat me, basically, and to create something that works better. And I'm not looking at it in a negative way at all. I'm looking at it in a fun way. I'm almost done with the wash, and then I can address some of your chats and see what you're saying. But yeah, I'm really just about seeing how I can continue innovating and making sure that I'm not left behind. And the best way to think about it is like, okay, what will someone new to the scene will do to beat me? And a couple of things that came to mind, I'm just going to share, is doing more interviews and collaborations and building those connections. So it's definitely something I plan on doing. Another thing that came to mind is just, being better. So when someone's better artistically, that's a leg up. And better is kind of, you can translate it to hardworking. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not everything, of course, your skill. And people come to listen to you because you're entertaining in some way. With that, I do think skill can help a lot in reaching an audience. And if someone's really good at what they do, they can build upon that really well. And if someone's okay at what they do, they can use their other advantages to make it work. So maybe you're very entertaining. Maybe you're a really good, streamer, and people enjoy listening to you. Maybe you're a great teacher, so you can base your work around teaching. And maybe you're everything at once, and it's just whatever you prefer to do. So yeah, almost done. Just gonna get that arm in. Hi, Mitali Verma. Hey, thank you for being here. It's funny. I should work. Like, I hopefully will improve my skill in listening to, quote unquote, listening to the stream, and also painting at the same time. It's pretty hard, actually, especially for this kind of subject that is very. Let me add some shadows on the nails here. It's very. You have to really look at it and kind of examine it carefully. So I'm really looking and trying to figure out where is where, what's what, and all of that. So yeah, I'm done with the first question. Let's see. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Okay, yeah, not too many comments to go through. Dutch Nature Art. Hi, all from the Netherlands. That one kid found one of your vids in my recommendations yesterday and watched it, and I subscribed immediately. Awesome work. Wow, thank you so much. So here's the thing, that one kid, I never do these spontaneous live streams, so we got lucky because you're like, surprise live stream the day after. Next one's going to be in a month. So thank you so much for being here. What video was it? I'm curious to hear. Was it the drawing one or a painting one? Let me know which one it was. I have a couple of videos that have reached like a major status, and they get to a lot of general audience that still isn't subscribed, and then they come through the funnel. But thank you so much for joining. Richard Bennett, ooh, what's going on here? Yeah, so Richard, I'm doing this spontaneous live stream. I'm painting one of my favorite Pokemon, Aggron. This is a bonus. I know not a large percentage of my audience is interested in Pokemon. I'm actually testing out StreamYard, which is my current stream software that I'm using now for the first time. I want to go back to YouTube and replay the video and see if it plays better. The reason I want to switch to StreamYard occasionally is first the interface. I mean, look at it. You can see your comment. I can just click a button and there I am on full screen, and you can see your comment here. And I can also switch to this one and give you a full view of the painting. I'm still figuring it out, right? There are a lot of tricks I'm unfamiliar with, how to add photos, how to add different elements. The 2-camera setup is really awkward in StreamYard. Let me say, you can't add 2 cameras, so I'm actually logged in to the same stream every time with a different camera. So I have 2 tabs on my browser, one for every camera, quote unquote. So it's really awkward, I guess. But yeah, that's funny. And I'm also hearing myself, which is not a good thing. So I'm currently muted, but if I turn on the audio, I'm hearing myself delayed. And I checked it out, and I couldn't find a setting to fix that. And that's going to be a nightmare. Like right now, I can mute because I'm just talking. But if I'm interviewing someone, I have to listen. So it's a big problem. So I don't know. We'll see how I get that to work. I don't know how I can mute. Maybe because it's 2 cameras. I don't know. So I'm going to try some. Right now, I should be fully muted. In just a second, okay? I'm going to mute. Let me know if you can't hear anything. Yeah, now I unmuted myself. Now you should hear me. Let me know if you heard me while I was supposed to be muted. It's just weird. It's really a weird interface. The advantage is that if I'm interviewing someone, I only have 1 camera. So I won't have that bit of an ordeal to deal with. Still learning this. Hey, Danya Prakash, how are you doing? Thank you for the dot. Maybe I missed your previous chat. I think I read it. You said hi. Hi back. Thank you so much for being here. Richard Bennett. I played both Pokemon Blue and Red in the 90s. Most of these Pokemon you paint weren't about when I paint. The art style transports me right back, though. Yeah. So I tend to go for the Pokemon that still... and thank you, Amber, for letting me know the mute worked. Thank you so much. Yeah, the style... I'm attracted to the older styles of kind of Ken Sugimori. He's the original artist, not for the manga, by the way. The manga is done by someone else whose name escapes me now. But yeah, Ken Sugimori, I love that style, and I tend to paint the Pokemon in the art style of Ken Sugimori. It's fun. It really is kind of a blast from the past. I actually played the yellow first, not blue and red. Or green when it came out. I think green came before that, maybe, or was it red and green? But in any case, yeah, I played yellow first, and then I played gold. So gold is the second generation. This Aggron, I believe, is the third generation, if I'm not mistaken. Aggron is like the Tyranitar of the third generation, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah. MC, thank you so much for letting me know. YC, thank you so much for letting me know. Let's continue here. And if you have any questions, again, write them down. So I'm gonna go back and zoom in on the face, quote unquote. Should I zoom in? Let's do that. Let me give you a bit of a closer look at the face. My main weakness is if I'm filming, it's really hard for me to just kind of create and not talk, because I feel like I should entertain. I'll try and improve that aspect. Because I do see some people doing silent streams, which are really great, and they're just painting. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, so of course it's going to be a challenge. Now, Aggron has beautiful blue eyes, which we'll get in here, like that. Now, to me, actually, the next step is to start adding the larger shadows. And by the way, what's beautiful about this is, and this is a little too dark, let me lift back. What's beautiful about this is because we're going to add lines later, it's actually fine if we paint a little outside the lines. I'll show you how I add the line work later on. It's really fun. Also forgot to add some shadows to this part of the arm, so we'll do that now, like that. Very illustrative style, but I'm just having fun with it. And then we'll start putting in the darker shadows. So that will mainly be the armor itself. I mean, that's a crazy armor. So I'll start mixing in my blues, my reds, my yellows. Ooh, sneaky stream. Yeah, Tom, thank you for being here. Definitely a sneaky stream. Now that I see the pace at which the chat moves, I feel like I can kind of once in a while turn around, unquote, and look at the chat and kind of address if you have any questions simultaneously. Yeah, I wanted to do one in a while. I promised I will do this kind of a spontaneous stream, and I never have done it so far. So it's about time. Yeah. Okay. So let's start darkening in. Now, the advantage of this stage is that we can really work in sections, because where we reach an area that's lighter, we can stop. Now, I'm trying to kind of follow the reference photo, but I'm not too obsessive about it. Let's put this tape here, give it a bit of an angle. I'm not too obsessive on it. In fact, I like to inject some of my own more painterly watercolor style into it. That's always fun if I can do that. But I'm trying to look at a major kind of patterns of light and shadow. So we do have a slightly lighter area here to the right, which will blend to the left and then kind of disappear. Second layer, a bit harder to blend edges. I'll do my best though. And then here we have this beautiful shadow alongside this edge, going around like that. And this should start giving it a bit of volume, right? You should start feeling like it has a bit of more sense of three-dimensionality. That's what's so fun about this stage. You have to get the pencil lines to be dark enough, otherwise you'll lose them at some point, which is a problem I used to have a lot when I painted just normal scenes. It is something that improves, but you have to be aware of, you know. And let me just bring a bit of it more forward like that and kind of blend that edge a bit. And once you'll see it in the full context, it's going to make much more sense. So don't worry if it's like it looks a little awkward right now. John, don't forget to like this stream, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. So so now I can actually, John, I can actually do something cool that I couldn't before. I'm going to demonstrate in just a second. I can add banners and stuff. So I can put in messages and moving text and all sorts of fun little gimmicks that can help the streams. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. And if you can indeed take a moment and like this stream, maybe more people will discover it. But to be quite honest with you, I'm perfectly okay with us being selfish right now, and whoever is here is here. I mean, I wasn't planning for it to be a big stream, but it does help later on, because this video it should be saved on my channel. I'll check, you know. If it isn't, first off, that's a problem. It's something I haven't thought about at all. So you see why I had to do this test stream, because I'll have to test and see if it does stay up on the channel. Maybe I'll get the option to choose. I think I should get the option to choose, but in case I don't, yeah, that's actually a good thing to look out for. Hopefully it won't be an issue. Let's drop a shadow like this diagonally. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, it looks like you can see it under this nail too, maybe even here down below. And we'll blend some of this edge here. By the way, you can do wet and wet while doing this. So if I come back with some, let's even take just black paint to get a dark fence. So if I just take a bit of this, I can go ahead and darken some areas within, which will further add a bit of depth to it, which is fun. But yeah, I'm keeping this very illustrative, so I'm okay with not having too much of that. So yeah, I'm working with a pretty dry well here. Maybe I'll add some more water in just a moment. Corburn, and hey, here, let me show anyone who missed it. I'll show your comments. Corburn, hey, from South Africa, very inspired by your work. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for all the kind comments, everyone, on the play button video that I posted on Saturday. I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done any of that without you. So it's an amazing achievement. And just to reiterate, it's a goal I've been setting for so long, you know, telling myself reaching that 100K, And I know numbers are completely arbitrary. I'm not delusional that it changes anything, and I'm trying not to be like, oh, okay, now I made it, I'm here, and I can chill and relax. No, I'm still gonna do the exact same things, but just recognizing for myself that this is a pretty huge achievement is just very fun. I always forget celebrating stuff, and it's something I honestly would like to do more of. I mean, why not celebrate the wins? You know, so I'm gonna get this shadow in on the tail. Now it goes higher here because this part sticks out a little more, and then it kind of goes back in, leaving this beautiful negative shape around this kind of a diamondy thing. And look at that, and this is a shadow, right? And look at how much volume it gets, and it's gonna get more. Let me move this a bit. It's gonna get more once we add some of the lines and more details. It's gonna give it some more distinction, and it's just gonna be really fun. So we have this shadow here, and this is me working relatively fast, because again, once I'm starting to film, it's a bit of a different mindset. It's a little harder. Like, I would work much slower had this been just for myself, but that's fine. Something I'll improve in the future. And this is our chance to add some shadow to the nails, which we forgot earlier. So let me do that in just a second. How are you? Are you watching the Olympics? Are you? Because some people did say they tune in. I'm just curious to hear. You just won medal, gold medal yesterday. Won another one. That was a big surprise, and everyone was happy. I don't follow it too closely. I just get like whatever I get in WhatsApp groups with friends. That's kind of where my updates come from. But yeah, it's an interesting event always. John says this surprise stream is a great way to start the day. Thanks, Liron. Yeah, sure. I'm happy I can provide it, and it's also a great way for me to start the day. It's still pretty early here. It is 11:13 a.m. And it was a great day so far. I worked out. I have a trainer, so I worked with her in the park, took Ruth to play. It's just a great start for my day, so I'm pretty stoked. I love these days when if you work out on your own, that's great, but I feel like it really does make a difference if I have someone to push me further. So these workouts are always more draining, but in a good way. And I always feel more up to work and like in the zone afterwards. So that's really good. Now I forgot these nails and I went for this one. So let's lift that one back up. I want it to be light. We can actually just lift the light part. So let's see here. Choose the trusty lifting brush. And let's see what we can do here. If we're able to lift a bit of that. Sorry, bumped the camera. And hopefully this is interesting to see. I mean, all of this painting process. Now, once I put in the line work, all of your worries about, things not looking perfect or not looking right should dissipate, because the line work will really pop beyond what you're currently seeing. So now it feels like the different. And by the way, some people like this look better, which is funny. But yeah, it's gonna look much more polished once I put in the line work, and it's gonna be much more forgiving. That's the advantage with the more illustrative kind of work. It is a bit more forgiving, and you can see I'm painting a little outside the lines, and it shouldn't bother us in the end because of the line work coming in and really polishing it up. One thing I do want to strengthen just a tiny bit is this shadow. Let me show you. A bit of shadow under this kind of a structure, if you will. Just a bit. To show that definition there. And I can blend some of it just to really make it a little not as prominent. Now, I think we're in a good spot. So let's go back to the face. I'm going to paint the pinkish mouth with this beast. This is Aggron, one of my favorite Pokemon. And yeah, I plan on later today to practice a new technique I'm developing in watercolor. So that should be exciting. And once I feel like in the future I have more insights to share in that regard, let's do some wet and wet for the shadow. I'll definitely share more of it. I think a lot of people will find it helpful. It's going to be a technique about, I'm going to show you how to fix pretty much any mistake in watercolor. So that's going to be fun. Now we're reaching the black stage here. So I'm going to start putting in the shapes that are black. And I'm not going fully black. It's kind of a blue black. Ooh, a lot of people in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Gwyneth, Maria Kayela. Is it Kayela or Kajela? Hi, watching from the Philippines. Love your videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Artist Paris says, watching from Paris. Thank you so much for being here. And Lucid Days says, happy to find this happening. Hi from New Zealand. Is it New Zealand or not New Jersey? Sorry, NZ. Is it New Zealand? I think it is. Thank you so much for being here. What color was I? Oh, yeah, okay. And let's lift back because I kind of a blunder. Too much wet and wet. Too early. So I need to lift back this section of the tongue. In fact, I can just do this probably. Okay, yeah, that's not too much. That's okay. We did lose that gradual transition, but that's fine. So yeah, I was using the black color. Okay, my brush just fell apart. We'll fix it later. Yeah, I was focused on this area here, putting that. I love the design. By the way, again, I don't know if you're probably unfamiliar with this Pokemon. A lot of people. I'm a little biased towards it. So this guy's name is Aggron. Now let me show you. I'll just show you on my phone because that's going to be the easiest way. So should I put it in sleep? Do not disturb on? That should remove any notifications. So I have to show you. Aggron is the first stage of this Pokemon. And it's the cutest thing. Okay, so check it out. This is Aggron. So he's adorable. Now, Aggron evolves into Liron. Yes, that's right, Liron, which is why I'm biased towards this Pokemon. Its name is similar to mine. It's a problem. There we go. Liron. And then Liron, check it out. Then Liron evolves into Aggron, which you're looking at now. So let me show you the entire evolution line. So you'll see, I'll just open up a random picture. I don't know if anyone cares, but like, why not? Yeah, okay. Does Aggron evolve? Okay, here we go. So we got Aggron, and then Liron, spelled literally like my name, only with an A, and then Aggron. Yeah, you're not supposed to see my notifications. Why did it do a notification? But in any case, yeah. Aggron. So I hope you like it. Yeah, okay. we're doing a barbecue, so it was like we got to pay for the food. We got to do a little what do you call it? I forgot the word for it. Like when you do a mutual little fund and then you spend it on whatever you need. So yeah, so now hopefully this has a sense of three-dimensionality to it already. I think it does. I think it looks really cool. And yeah, maybe some people will stop here. It's a bit different from the original one. Of course, there are differences. But you'll see once I put in the line work, it's actually going to look really cool. So I think, should I zoom in a bit just to give you a bit of a better view? Let's see here. Let me try. Let's do this. I'll try. I don't normally zoom in as much, and I have no idea what my Logitech simp webcam will think about it, but we'll see. And I'll start putting in the lines. That it may be a bit more boring, so let me know if you're bored, and I can just stop and maybe we have a little chat. Okay. So now you won't be able to see as much, of course, because I kind of zoomed in, but whatever we're able to show, it's good enough. So what I'm doing, I love Tracy's brush for this one, Tracy Levinson, just because it's very thin. It's one of the best ones I have for doing this kind of line work. So let's see. That one kid says, I spend way too much time completing one painting, like hours and hours, even if it isn't something big. I don't know how to reduce the time I put in one work. It will depend on your medium. So I assume you paint watercolor, is that correct? The watercolor process, I believe, naturally lends itself to quicker processes. So my question would be how large the painting is. Large paintings will be more time consuming, of course. And I'd like to see it. Like you can send me, oh, I'm sweating on my desk. I'd like to actually see the process. You can actually find my email in the channel, my email address, and feel free to send it. I know I have a bunch of emails I haven't responded to. Sorry if that's someone here. But generally speaking, and I'm using black and a bit of blue here to make so you can see as well. Generally speaking, if you're really working on the teeny tiny details that no one will notice, it really is something more mental, I guess, that you may want to work on just to release some of the pressure you put on the process. By the way, I didn't use a hairdryer at all, but it's pretty much dry enough. If I feel like it isn't, I'll go back and use a hairdryer. But for now, we're good. Now look at how much it makes it pop. So all of the things we did so far, any mistakes we've had, aren't going to be as important. One more thing, just to comment, I'm not following the line work to the T. I'm not inking everything. I'm thinking what's going to be interesting to ink. And I'm also using a lot of broken lines. Now, if I would just do this for myself, I'd go real slow, stick my head really close to the paper and go maybe like this, right? But with that, there is some magic to inking fast. And that's a topic that always comes up in drawing channels and even painting channels. There's this advantage to going a little fast and maybe giving up some control because it gives fresher lines. It tends to just look better, very often. So yeah. Artistic Druin Tiwari says, amazing, myself from India. Thank you so much for being here. It's fun to see like what's the makeup of the audience right now, because it really is an unusual time for me to stream. So I know that people from Australia are going to have a bit of an easier time joining, which is great. People from different places. I hope people aren't going to be too mad that I didn't mention I'm going to go live. Didn't put too much thought into it. Again, it was pretty spontaneous. But yeah, now if this is boring to you, just let me know, because this really is just slow inking work. It really is. You can't, like I said, go fast, but you can't go too fast, and it's quite repetitive. So just let me know, and you'll see any mistake we make is quite forgivable, really. The lines are going to plop everything in the right spot. Unless you just put a big smear of dark paint that you can't get rid of, you'll do well. Now that I look at it, it's funny. The structure of Aggron looks a bit like a samurai's helmet. I wonder if that was something planned. I'm sure it was. I mean, they do so much planning for the designs of the Pokemon. And hopefully it's entertaining for you to see me working on something a little different. I'm starting to feel like I'm reaching this plateau when it comes to anatomy. I've had a huge growth spurt in the last couple of months, and I feel like I'm starting to hit a wall again. Now, one of the things that really helped me was, funny enough, perspective. As you may have seen, I dove deeper on perspective, and I do plan on making a video soon on what I learned, because I learned a couple of new tricks that I think I can make much more accessible to many people. It has to do with measured, sorry, I keep bumping the camera, my apologies. It has to do with measured perspective and how to get truly accurate results in space, to paint things in depth into the page and still keep it accurate and measured, using what's called a vanishing trace, which is something I was vaguely familiar with before, but now I'm really familiar with. Let's flip this. So a lot of new concepts that I re-examined that I think will be very beneficial to you. I plan on sharing in a future vid. I actually have to film a video too for Saturday. I think Saturday's vid, I know what it's going to be about. Like here, I'm not going to put too many strong lines because it's in the shadow. You don't see too much there. So I'm just kind of throwing it down there and hoping it'll look good. But yeah, did I miss anyone? No, we're good. And we're almost done. Let's see what's going on here. Now, one of the things to remember is, my goal, at least for me to remember, is that my goal is to make my own original art at the end, ultimately, practicing anatomy and all of those good stuff. This, I look at it kind of as a cover for a song, which is great, but I'm not really into covers as much, just because usually the cover is inferior to the original. Now, once in a blue moon, you get a cover that's better than the original, and then I really appreciate it. But for the most part, most cover songs I heard, I just don't like as much. And I look at this kind of as a cover. It's a study. I'm painting based on someone's work. Someone solved all of the problems for me. You have to have that in mind. Like, someone drew this, aka Ken Sugimori, or maybe he just designed a Pokemon, I'm not sure. But someone drew this, designed it, and solved all of my problems of how this works in perspective. And like these rings around Aggron's legs, they look so awesome. But I didn't have to make them up. I just got the end result of someone else's hard work. So the goal is ultimately to be able to design these things myself while taking into account anatomy, proportions, and perspective, of course. So that's my end goal. And all of these studies are just for fun and to get closer to it. But yeah, if you just enjoy doing art based on other people's paintings and illustrations, like I'm all for it, right? It's just not, for me, it's not as interesting in the long run. But because Pokemon is so close to my heart, I really enjoy these. So this is why I mostly do this in like IPs that I really like, mangas that I really, really like. Otherwise, I don't really feel the need to do studies based on stuff I'm not as connected to. Hope it makes sense. Dragonfly Art, how are you? Shucks, I'm late. Hi there, the piece looks amazing. Thank you so much. You're not late because it's really been a spontaneous stream, so anyone who got here, it's kind of a nice bonus, hopefully, that will make you happy. And yeah, I'm gonna check if I can. I'll make sure that I can leave this live stream up on this channel. And if anyone's joined now, anyone new, I plan on doing some interviews over on my channel, and for that I need to use the streaming software I'm using right now, which is called StreamYard. Once I change to the paid option, I won't have this horrendous StreamYards logo in the top right corner. I just wanted to really make sure that it works for me before I purchase it, just because it's a subscription, and I don't like starting a subscription unless I tested it out. This is why I do for one of my courses, I have this trial period. It's not a subscription. I don't charge any of my courses. None of them are a subscription. I just am more hesitant to start one unless I try the product. So yeah, I wanted to try it out. I will use it too on Thursday. I mentioned it's going to be a live stream. It's going to be just us talking. If you have any questions, it's a great opportunity to ask, and I'll be all in on that. It's not going to be any painting, you know. It's funny, these live streams tend to get fewer views, but I think there's actually a lot of value in them. Now you see this tail is really to the side, and these lines are way too thick. I wouldn't have done them that way if I was able to better control the brush. Still learning. Inking with a brush is not that easy. And this is, again, one of my favorites. People have asked about it in the latest live stream, too. It's the small brown synthetic by Levinson brushes. So, yeah, Ruth had a great day today because we woke up real early and went to the park to play. It's her favorite activity, really. All she wants to do is play, chase the rope. She has this rope, you know, play rope that she plays around with. I think we're done. Honestly, this is it. So let me show you comparison time. Original. Let's do it like that, right? So of course the original, you'll never be able to fully mimic it, and there's no reason to. That's never really the goal for me. Unless I work specifically on trying to get something accurately. So yeah, so I'm happy with it. I think it has good depth. I'm looking to see if I missed anything. So ideally what I would do is use thicker lines around the head, or maybe the focal point, thinner lines here. But again, because I'm still working on that technique of controlling the paint, I didn't get it just quite right. But yeah, so for Thursday's live stream, I do hope, let me switch over to this. I do hope that if you have any questions about technique, I'll also answer them, or like drawing concepts or anything like that, I'd be happy to address, actually. So I can have a few pieces of paper and demonstrate and show you stuff. So that could be fun. And yeah, Manech asks, oh wait, I missed a couple of others. Yeah, okay. Sophia Stiliano, that's a cool name. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Good morning. I feel a bit guilty when painting scenes without adding a substantial layer of creativity. Yeah, no need to feel guilty, and sometimes that's the thing you want to improve. You want to study to improve your ability to portray something by doing these studies. So whoops, let's stay there. Why is it falling now? It was okay just a second ago. Let me fix that. So yeah, sometimes the goal is just to improve your accuracy. In that case, I mean, it's perfectly fine to not add too much of a layer of creativity. But yeah, I get it. I get it. If you can add something, that's really nice, especially if you already have a good understanding of the technique and you're not necessarily working on that, but rather on the execution and creativity. Meg Falls, good morning from US. Thank you so much for being here. Dragonfly Art, I'm good. How's life treating you? It's all good. Thank you so much. Yeah, life is good. I updated before, just real quick. Let me show you, by the way, what I can do now. Please like this video if you can. Let's reach more people. So let's do this. I'm going to add a banner. Check it out. Please like this video if you can. It helps to reach more people. So now I have a banner running under that thing. Now I can do all of these things. So yeah, that's pretty fun using StreamYard here. Yeah, but this logo is gonna go down for sure. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I had a bit of a challenging 2 weeks or so for personal stuff. Everything is good. Everything is okay. Health above everything. So my health is good. It has nothing to do with that. Just a couple of things that I need to learn to accept. And I'll just say it. I'm suing someone, and it's a nightmare. But that's as far as I'll share. It's a nightmare for the bureaucracy reasons of it, and I really dislike bureaucracy. And I need to learn to breathe and accept that it's there, and it's okay. So yeah, that's the thing. Now I shared it. If you stayed that long, thank you so much, and you heard it. it's not too interesting, nothing too, just the lawsuit story isn't that fascinating. Maybe in the future again. But thank you so much for asking, Dragonfly Art. Manech says, I was about to ask you, Liron, if you would darken the pupil. Yes, of course. And hopefully that's enough. Maybe I should add just a bit of this kind of a blue, darker blue. Let's do that. Kind of as a final touch, because I do see a bit of stronger blue there, and I may regret it, but I don't think I will. Just to bring out that, because that's a beautiful blue. So maybe something like that. And you can see anything, sorry. And you still can't see much, but yeah, that looks good. Gives the eye kind of a shine. I like that. But yeah. Lucy Day says, looks awesome. Thank you so much. John says, this looks great. Thank you, John. Dragonfly Art, I like your version more because of the shadows. Thank you. Yeah, I went with a bit more of a painterly approach, for sure. Ellen Cruz, do you also use masking fluid in watercolor? Yes, very rarely, Ellen. A lot of people ask me about it. I don't use as much, just because I don't enjoy it as much. I don't enjoy the technique of using it. And I would much rather be able to rely on myself. There's nothing wrong with relying on masking tape, of course, but I'd personally rather rely on my skill of being able to paint around the highlights. I think it really develops this kind of a sixth sense that helps you avoid mistakes in a way. And I would love to make sure this skill is built, the ability to see everything minus the highlights and paint around them. That's kind of a selfish thing for me, but definitely it's a perfectly valid technique to use masking fluid and to really plan it out carefully and to do it in stages, just to get rid of some of the pencil lines, the more bold pencil lines. But yeah. Lynn, I missed your live. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was super spontaneous, and it's an extra. There's going to be one on Thursday, and I will keep this one up on my channel. I wonder how long have we been going? 45 minutes, I think, something like that. But yeah, sorry for anyone who missed it. That's the price of doing these bonus streams that are kind of just for fun, but I will keep it up, of course. Dragonfly Art, ooh, that is challenging. I hope it gets resolved soon without too much. Yeah. I wouldn't count on it, but we'll see. It's something that is, so the best way I can put it is it's something that is not worth being too influenced by. It's just a thing you have to do and kind of compartmentalize and not let it get to you. But yeah. Jomari Renz Samara says, hey, yo, Aggron. Yes, that is Aggron. So just to conclude, let me show you a few more Pokemon stuff. And if you're not interested in Pokemon, I'm just going to show you a few more paintings that maybe you like. I know not everyone's into that style. I did this one, which I'm very happy with. I've shown you before. I did Absol. Absol is definitely one of my top Pokemon. And if you're familiar with the cards, I've also added these hollow pattern like glow to the background. I love Sableye, and look at that. That's Mega Sableye, and you can see its face in the diamond. So just talking about design, this is really cool. Like I believe it's also designed by Ken Sugimori, the guy who would design most Pokemon. Like designing this kind of a thing, it's insane. And I'm sure he uses other people for designs too. I mean, he's probably a part of the process. I doubt it he's doing everything. It's weird. Here's Ludicolo. Showed you this one before, just for fun. Skarmory. Insane Skarmory. I love iron Pokemon, so these two. I got some Tentacruel. Choking a Voltorb. This got ripped when I took it out of the pad. That sucks. Is it Electrode? I think it's Electrode, not Voltorb. And we have Rhydon. And we have Red and Pikachu. So yeah, these aren't easy to do. This is why I learned anatomy and perspective, to be able to draw these things accurately. And at the point where I'm at right now, I actually practiced some invention, so inventing the human body in different angles. And it's not easy at all. Like even Ken Sugimori, let me show you another one. This is Chris, I believe, the trainer Chris. Even doing this kind of a thing is really hard, even though it's very simplified, because there is still truth to the anatomy. Like, look at the fingers. That's how a fist looks. That's how a person walking looks like. That's what they look like. Like, everything is on point. So it's just a thing that takes a long time to get the hang of. And I've been talking to some people who are struggling with anatomy, and it really is about repetition. You have to pay close attention to the technical knowledge, but then you have to repeat and practice. Not an easy process at all. I'm going to remove the tape. Not that there's a big tape removal reveal. I know you can't see, just because I want to hold up the paper. And then I'll do some final questions, and we'll wrap it up. Here we go. Aggron. What a beast, huh? Lucario is my favorite, says the one above all gaming. Cool. Yeah, Lucario is huge. I actually picked up a really cool card that I think is quite rare, Lucario card. So they did a promo, and I know probably no one cares about it, but I'll share it anyway. They did a promo. There are so many obscure Pokemon card promos that they're too obscure for their own good. So they're super rare. There aren't many copies of them, but no one knows about them or cares about them. So they're not as popular. But I have a Lucario promo that there was the normal design, and then they did one thing in few selected stores where they gave it in 2 or 3 specific days if you'd buy a certain set. I'll share it in the future if anyone's interested. It has the name of the set on it, like very often promo cards will have. But it looks good. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, I searched for the number, I searched for the name of the promo. You cannot find it anywhere. I don't think I even found it on Bulbapedia, which is the Wikipedia for Pokemon. Dragonflight says you might turn me into a Pokemon fan. Yeah, it's just such a cool art. If you're into manga, I think the connection is pretty much there. John says a lot of these Pokemon Liron, they're good for blending and value practice. Yeah, for sure. It really is a good practice in mixing the right color too for me, which I didn't hear at all, but I mean, it's still fun. Peter says, hi Liron, I have a question. Do you monetize your Pokemon videos? So I don't have Pokemon videos per se. I just paint them for myself usually. I also don't really monetize my videos, to be honest with you. I mean, if you call monetization directing people to my courses, then yes, of course I monetize. But I haven't put an ad in a new video in a while now. So basically, all new videos that come out have no ads on them, just because I personally don't like ads. So if I can provide people an ad-less experience, I'd much rather that. And why should I put an ad and make like $2 per 1,000 views when I can just direct people to a product that's actually relevant to what they're watching in the video? You know what I mean? So I'm very slow, in my opinion, at least, to monetize. I'm very hesitant to monetize. I only monetize things that are really, really integral to what I'm doing and give a value that I feel is good enough. I personally hate ads in videos. I don't mind them as much like on Facebook and stuff like that. So I do what I believe in, and yes, I lose probably some money because of that. Not only as a video creator, but also as a marketer. Because if I don't use YouTube ads because I don't like them personally, I'm losing on a lot of upside of getting people to the channel or getting people to the courses. I'm kind of using myself as a test group and doing what I love, but I'm fine with that. I mean, Facebook ads gives me more than what I need. So yeah, I hope that answers. That's a long answer to a short question. My most favorite Pokemon are Grass type. I'm a Bulbasaur fanboy. Cool. That's fun. Grass was funny enough. When I played Yellow, Grass was my go-to. I think Bulbasaur was my first starter. I never connected with Squirtle as a kid. In Charmander, I liked, but Fire is the obvious choice because everyone loves Charizard. But I don't like Charizard as much, in the sense of I don't get the hype. There are so many other cool Pokemon that Charizard is just one Pokemon. Yeah, I like Charmander, but I usually went for Bulbasaur. I went for Chikorita in Gold, so that's also the first Grass starter. So yeah, I like Grass type too. John says, have a great day, Liron, and enjoy your barbecue. Thank you. That's going to be on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, after the live stream. Thank you, fair enough, says Peter. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I don't like Charizard too. Yeah, I mean, it's overrated. It's just an orange lizard. I mean, there are way cooler dragons, just generally speaking. For example, if you have something like the Game of Thrones dragons, they're pretty cool. Charizard, it's just because Charizard is one of the only dragons. To be honest with you, I like Salamence more. I don't know if you're familiar with Salamence. I prefer Salamence more. But yeah, so I'm going to go back to work now. I have a lot of things to do. Just starting my day, it feels like. I hope you have a great day to it. I hope you enjoyed the spontaneous live stream. Sorry for anyone who missed it, because it's bound to happen, of course, because of okay. I thought there was a problem with the stream. Sorry. Yeah. So we're coming up on just an hour. Cool. 59 minutes and 55 seconds. We can wrap this in just an hour. So yeah, I want to thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of a bonus stream. I will try and keep it on the channel, and I will see you again in Thursday's video. Today is going to be another video, and Thursday's live stream, and Saturday we will talk again soon. Take care.